For those wondering about life in Haiti 9 years after that earthquake, take a walk with Selner Icarus. He lost his left leg that day in 2010, along with everything else that he had. Now, all this time later, he showed us his home. A tiny, canvas-covered space on the street with no water, no power, and not much of anything else. I've been living here ever since January 12th, he says. That's the day of the earthquake in 2010. We asked him, in trying all these years to get his life restarted, how much help has he had from Haiti's government? Government, he says. I live in a little house here by the cathedral. No government has ever done anything for us. Indeed, right across the street from his tent, what was once a magnificent cathedral, the biggest and most important cathedral in Port-au-Prince, wrecked by the quake. Today, its remnants stand as a symbol of the Haiti government's struggle for progress since that terrible day. In a city where such symbols abound. Don't forget, 250,000 people were killed on that day. And then came cholera. Then came Hurricane Matthew in 2016, and throughout all of it, Haiti often seemed incapable of turning well-intentioned aid into action. It's why so many Haitians have lately taken to the streets, angry at word their own government is now alleged to be deeply corrupt and at the root of Haiti's achingly slow recovery. But even the recent demonstrations have given Haiti fresh problems. Not far from that cathedral, the protesters targeted not only businesses and symbols of wealth, but also, in places, fellow Haitians. Check this place. A family home that was never fully repaired after the quake. It was attacked by some of those demonstrators earlier this month. They came here and ransacked everything, he says, and took the little money we had to feed our kids. Even as they showed us around, it's clear they themselves could hardly believe it. This is what they did, she says. Now we're trying to clean it up. The cars outside, by the way, burnt by demonstrators, we were told weren't even yet paid for. Their family caught in the middle, now victims, they say, once again. Things are getting worse and worse and worse, he says. We can't eat, we can't buy food, people are dying of hunger. And so forgive those who might say that when it comes to Haiti, what hope is there? Consider that the country's tourism industry had recently just been starting to rebound, but this hotel, lately flirting with full occupancy, now sits nearly empty. Money that would have come into Haiti isn't.
They were saying for the obvious reasons of the protests, we will be canceling or postponing our trip.
But none of this is meant to say that there's been no progress in Haiti. Notice the new streetlights, for example, solar powered. And yet, while the city center looks okay, it's not hard to find some of that leftover earthquake rubble. Still, many Haitians are doing what they can to affect change. These men are current and former Haitian gang members, drawn into that world amid the spiraling economy after the quake. Now, taking part in a community police program aimed at getting them out of street gangs, which in so many Haitian neighborhoods act as the de facto government. There's a crisis in this country, he says. To be clear, as they work to improve their lives, they are acutely aware of the current allegations the elected government has been part of the problem. If other countries like Canada or America want to help us, he says, they need to manage it themselves. If they want to build a road or a school, don't let the Haitian government manage the money. If they let the Haitian Haitian government handle it, he says, the politicians will split the money amongst themselves. Indeed, Haiti remains a forever complicated place. So don't let the music fool you. There may be smiles all round, but in a sense, it's merely a break from the despondency. This is the community of Canaan, outside Port-au-Prince, a manufactured place, built with the best of intentions as a new home for some of the more than 1 million displaced by the quake. About 30,000 people live here now, on hills which before the quake were barren. Indeed, there's life in Canaan and a semblance of an economy, but then again, this is Haiti. Water and electricity here are scarce, so too optimism. At our age, this man told us, we don't believe anyone will be doing anything for us. And so they live, in the shadow of the earthquake and in the wake of all those protests, with a government countless here now believe is only making life worse, in a country they all thought should be so much better by now. Paul Hunter, CBC News, Port-au-Prince.